Happy Monday.
Hello. Welcome to the Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast.
On this National Kick Butt Day, so go kick some butt.
It is actually National Kick Butt Day. I didn't know that existed.
Don't literally kick butt. I don't think that's what it means. It just means
right.
go do great in the world.
Take on the world and everything. I guess we should talk about Friday and why there was no video along with our audio.
Well, here's the thing. If you're watching YouTube, the podcast on YouTube regularly, you will have noticed that Friday was missing. And that is because the whole time we thought that we were recording our video.
Nope.
We were not.
It may have had to do with, honestly, here's the difference between Jen and myself. She's like, why didn't it record? And I'm like, And that's the end of it for me.
No, because we have to investigate so it doesn't happen again. We must fix the issue so that it doesn't happen again, hopefully.
It'll work next time, I think. So that's fine. So anyway, if you're watching this now, guess what?
We're back. We're back.
We're back.
Yay! On video. I mean, we had audio the whole time, which is fine because, audio. We're radio people.
Audio. All right. What's coming up on the big program today? We've got, I wrote this like this, another excuse for kids not doing well on tests, but that's not fair because some kids are not great testers. Anyway, a new excuse.
Okay.
As to why kids may not be doing well on tests.
Bath and Body Works no longer selling a very controversial candle. I saw something different than Curt saw.
Yes. I saw the controversy. Jen did not. How about condescending phrases people are saying to you at work? Or maybe you're saying to people at work. There's another one of those things where maybe you'll learn something. The
great thing is, Curt, we don't work, so this is never going to be a problem for us.
Are you being condescending right now?
No, okay. I'm not. I'm being joyful.
Back to Friday and what foods are delicious in small amounts but gross in large amounts. And finally, we've got, 2 weeks until Halloween. So
top Halloween costumes.
Helping you out with the top Halloween costumes for this year. Exactly.
But first, in sports over the weekend, Huskies lose to Iowa. Big time. They played them on Saturday in Iowa. Were they
Iowa
in
City.
Iowa?
Yeah.
40-16. Did we? My alma mater played your alma mater. Is
That's
that
true.
Right?
And my alma mater won. But
they sure did.
See, I'm not being a big
40-16.
It was kind of a stomp. And then the Cougs actually beat Fresno State.
Well, thank goodness.
There's the high mark or the highlight for the weekend. We didn't have you know what? The Seahawks didn't lose yesterday. That's nice because they didn't play.
They played Thursday night and lost instead.
Kraken won on Saturday, and then they lost last night 2-0. Yeah, so our local sports are it 50-50 for
it's meh. What'd you do over the weekend?
Nothing terribly excited. Remember how last time I mowed the lawn, it was the last time of the season?
Yeah.
It wasn't
not so time. Because it's so nice. Our weekend was so beautiful here in the Pacific Northwest. And unbelievable.
And we all know, this is it, because we've got 6-7 straight days of rain now. So people were saying, this is it for the last nice weekend of the year.
We actually ate outside, family dinner last night outside.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
The temperatures were just right. So
what'd you do?
I mowed the lawn.
Okay.
And we also went down to the boat and put all the canvas on and everything.
Kind of winterized it,
a little bit of winterizing, so to speak. Exactly. That was my excitement.
I had a kind of exciting weekend. Macy's, my youngest daughter,
Hoko.
Macy was her Hoko. Yeah, so she went to homecoming, and it was fun because my friend Kayla came up, and then Riley, my oldest daughter, came over and to do makeup and hair, and she just looks so pretty. And had such a great time. It was building great core memories in high school, so I love that. And then we went to Cedro Woolley yesterday to help Pat with the burn. Because he's doing a big burn on his property because he had so much debris from cutting down trees and all that. And as we were sifting through the debris, there was a doll head that looked exactly like Chucky.
That's
Do you remember
awesome.
Chucky?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding. Well, first of all, Michael, his middle son, was like, Jen, what if you find a dead animal? And I'm like, well, then I'm done doing what I'm doing. And then he's like, oh my God, I found one. And he chucked the Chucky doll over to me. And I'm like, ah! And then I couldn't burn it because I thought, oh, that's bad juju. So Randy and
Not only that, it's probably plastic.
Well,
there's the reason not to burn it.
I showed it to Randy and Carrie were over helping with the debris burn and all that. And so I gave it to Randy. He's like, this must be burned. And I'm like, you burned it, not me. I'm not having the bad juju.
From Chucky.
Chucky. I got pictures. I should post them. Him holding Chucky's head out.
I like it.
All right. Tell us what we shouldn't say.
Yeah, this is one of those, I didn't know. Although I'm honestly sharing this thinking, how do you not know that these are condescending phrases, right? To use to somebody at work. But maybe you don't. But if these phrases have been used towards you or you use them, they're saying that these are sort of condescending. Maybe think about using a different word.
Huh, okay.
I think we've only got like 4 of them here. So one is, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, it's a weak attempt to express empathy. It's also something parents use on their toddlers, I guess.
Huh, okay.
So that's not a good one. Here's another. We've already tried doing that, and it didn't work.
Well, okay, what's wrong with that?
Let me see.
Because isn't that just speaking from experience? Like, we tried that. It didn't work out for us. Here was the result.
Right. They're saying this is how do you tell someone no without hurting their feelings or your working relationships. So the examples here were, say, instead of we've already tried doing that, it didn't work. How about, I see where you're coming from with that idea. I did try something similar. I'm not done.
Problem, right?
We did try something similar years ago and had challenges with execution, but share a bit more of how you're thinking, and we could try it now.
Okay.
All right.
The next one is, you'll understand when you've done this longer.
That's pretty much calling somebody inexperienced or a kid, right?
I mean, there are better ways to say that.
Mm-hmm. Also in here, they said, you'll need to wait your turn, and really, you're suggesting that? How long have you been here?
What?
Those are
is happening?
on the same line. Okay.
Okay.
How about the last one we have here? Condescending things you might hear at work. Don't worry about those details. I'll handle it.
Okay.
But that's what you do all the time.
Well, I mean, if you've got something handled, you don't want someone to double up. Why wouldn't you? Like, I'll take care of those details. Don't worry about it.
Plus, a lot of times, and this is true with a lot of people, I think it's easier to do it yourself than to explain how it needs to be done. And
according to this, we're going to spend a lot more time explaining how things need to be done, or
those long.
We're just oh my god.
The counter examples are like 20 words long, 30 words long, a whole paragraph. Anyway, things to consider, I guess.
Yes,
thank you,
Curt. Thank you, Curt Cruz.
Things to consider, I guess.
These are all things to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Bath and Body Works had this snow-scented candle. I can't remember, like it was called something snow. Anyway.
Snowed in?
Yeah. Okay. So, and it had what I believe to be a snowflake on it as the little, graphic for it.
Can you call that up on your phone so we can at least show people?
Many people said it was the Ku Klux Klan.
A KKK-themed candle is what they were saying. Snowed in. The artwork featured a white, like a paper snowflake you cut out of a piece of paper, but it only showed the top quarter of the snowflake, and it looked like 5 people in KKK hoods.
Okay,
so
hold on, I'm trying to pull it up here.
Well, they're saying it's one of those things that most people wouldn't have immediately seen it. I did. I was like, well, I get it.
Okay, but if you look at Snowed In, the first image, what image are you seeing first? So if you're watching on YouTube, otherwise you can Google it.
There it is.
I mean,
you could say,
now when you say that, yes, that's the only thing I'm seeing.
Well, I'm sorry when I saw it. Well, then again,
they could have done it better. They could have done a different kind of snowflake for sure.
And I knew what the headline was before I looked at it. So right away, I'm like, oh, yep, I see it. If you hadn't said this is a controversial candle they're discontinuing, I may not have known. So now they're discontinuing it, but why can't they just see? Here's the thing. This is what they should have used for this. I can't do this.
I
got to reach it.
There's another example of like a snowflake.
There we go.
That they could have used that would have been better. I mean, their choice of snowflakes was poor. Okay,
poor snowflake choices. How many times has that ruined a career?
Dang it!
Or got a product canceled?
I bet you it smelled delicious though. Mm-hmm. I love holiday scented candles if they're clean. Some of them have lots of yuckies in them. Toxins.
Yes, I know.
I'm learning from my friend Lori.
Last time we're going to talk about the Northern Lights because...
No, it's not.
Last time for today. Finally, if you missed the Northern Lights...
Curt Cruz.
Yeah, that's all right. There'll be more opportunities is what this is saying, because we had that really great opportunity back in May, and then this past week there were some nights they said, and if you looked at your feeds on any of your social media, you're going to see a ton of Northern Lights pictures. It was pretty awesome. So if you missed them, evidently the deal with the Northern Lights, and it's part of the solar cycle, right? The solar maximum is what they have, what's going on right now, and that is expected to peak possibly in 2025.
Ooh.
So that doesn't mean that the solar maximum is done. We'll still be having increased levels of activity or chances for them throughout 2025, maybe 2026 as well.
It's the most active phase of the 11-year solar cycle?
That's right. And there's
Wow.
still a lot of energy that has to be released and neutralized.
That's what I say all the time.
My energy has to be released and neutralized. Neutralized. There is your update for solar.
Thank you, Curt. I need you to talk about this next story because I have not. I just saw the headline. I'm like, we're really talking about this?
We're really talking about this, yeah.
Okay.
Because you'd expect it to be a Florida person, and it's not. It's a Georgia person this
Close
time.
enough.
Yeah, they do border
Yes, they do.
the two states.
Okay, what's going on?
This is a Georgia sheriff. He went through a Burger King drive-thru, and he had to call his deputies for help because Burger King got his order wrong.
Come on. That's a lie.
Well, apparently the camera, the body camera was on. There were 3 body cameras eventually that caught this exchange. So in the videos, this is Cobb County, Georgia Sheriff Craig Owens. He calls the deputy to say, "Hey, do me a favor. I need to get the owner's name and whoever owns this damn facility or the manager. He's talking about his passenger. I wanted her to have a Whopper, no mayo, cut in half, right?" And he continued, "I don't need no damn money back no more. I just need to find out who owns this place so I can do an official complaint."
Okay.
Is that a waste of taxpayer dollars and deputies' time?
Well, not if they're taking a quick little break. That's their time. Right?
Well, if it's their time, it's being used up by sheriff. I don't know how to cut my sandwich in half.
I don't understand what's happening here.
Exactly.
Apparently
he asked.
He went
Burger
through
King,
a drive-through, like on duty.
and he must. I don't.
Oh
know.
yeah, it must be because it was on body cam. So
Yeah.
he went through the drive-through, ordered a Whopper
No mayo,
a certain
cut in half,
way.
and evidently they
it didn't
wouldn't do
come
it.
that way, and so then he called for backup.
Pretty much.
Oh my god!
For backup. That's one way to put it. But that's what it is, right? Okay. So I don't know what the result of this was, other than people like, "Listen, sheriff."
They approached the restaurant doors, but the employees had locked themselves inside. Eventually, they opened the doors for the 3 deputies. What is happening in this world right now?
I wonder if it was a pretty heated exchange, and they're like, "This sheriff is getting really angry. We don't want to." They locked the doors. I don't know.
Okay.
But that's Georgia, right? That would never happen around here.
Oh, never.
Okay.
High ceilings in buildings linked to poor exams for students. This is what you were saying, that there's one more excuse as to why students might do poorly on a test.
Now, is this where you jump in as the mom who was raised in the 70s and 80s, right?
Yes.
Saying, "Come on, you guys, cut us a break here." But they did a big study, and when I say big, this was analyzing exam results from over 15,000 students over 8 years, and they found that when students took the exams in rooms with lower ceilings, overall they performed better than if they were in rooms with high ceilings.
Who would ever even think to study that?
I didn't know. Well, there is a line in here. "It is known that environments we're in have an effect on us, which includes our ability to concentrate and work on mental tasks." But I would just assume that okay, if the environment is noisy or loud or cluttered, maybe that would have a difference. I didn't think that the high ceilings would make a difference at all.
No, I wouldn't either.
So does that mean when you go into a store with high ceilings, you're not as smart as if you're in a low ceiling store?
You just lose all your smarts with high ceilings. That's what our house is going to be. Our house is going to have high ceilings.
Uh-oh. Well, just don't have Macy's Study right there in the foyer.
Don't do anything in there, because if you're losing all your smarts in general, what in the heckness?
That's kind of thought what your stance would be on this. What in the heck. So
Yeah.
But now we've put that out there, so I know that there's some kids listening going,
I
"Yeah, you know
I
what?
gotta be in a low ceiling environment, please.
Yeah, last time I didn't do so on the test, but look at how tall these ceilings are. What am I expected to do here, Mom?"
This is interesting to me. Famous albums that were banned by Walmart. But as I was reading this, they made changes so that they would be back on the shelves. Did you know this, Curt? Because you're a music guy. Like, I had no idea.
I know that they have adjusted album art cover in the past. I didn't know necessarily it was after it had been released. Often it's, we can't do that. Let's change it.
So albums that were banned by Walmart.
Okay.
I'm just going to start right off the top with a huge one, especially here in the Northwest. Nirvana's Nevermind.
The Naked Baby on the cover.
Nirvana
this is
refused
one
to
where-
alter it.
And Walmart eventually gave in because the album was such a big
Yeah,
hit.
so
Here's
they
what-
went, okay, we're missing out on some money. All right, I guess we'll let you have
Yes.
it then.
And then also on this list is another Nirvana album, In Utero. The back cover included fetuses and the song title Rape Me, which you may have heard. They said, I guess this time Nirvana did make changes to get it on the shelves. But in this case, again, supposedly it wasn't selling as well as they had hoped. So it's all about the money, isn't it?
John Mellencamp, Mr.
Yeah.
Happy-Go-Lucky. I was like, come on, how can that? The original cover had Jesus and the devil on it. So John got rid of him because Walmart said we can't do it.
Yeah, that's the Goliath, right? You know, you got to be with Walmart. Sheryl Crow had a song called Love is a Good Thing. It had a line about kids killing each other with guns they bought at Walmart. Cheryl refused to change the lyric and probably lost hundreds of thousands on album sales, but she stood her ground. But you can't really expect Walmart to sell an album with a song.
Right, that's true.
You know,
yeah.
Guns I bought at Walmart.
Now, one of your favorite bands, Green Day, their album Dookie, got the Dookie.
Well, it's kind of a not a cartoon, but like or even animated. But it's the cover is
Poop bombs, monkeys throwing feces,
an atomic mushroom cloud, and an angel with a harp happily watching it all.
What's not to love?
Walmart
Curt,
ended
tell me.
up selling a slightly altered cover. I think way back in the day, if an album art, if the clients or whoever, the store considered it to be offensive, they just like wrapped it in a paper bag or something like that, or
like a Playboy magazine or something.
Countryman.
I mean, how can a Willie Nelson album get banned from Walmart?
Weed. That's my guess.
You're right. You're right, because they had pot leaves on the cover.
Right.
And the record label made an alternate version just for Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They want to sell their albums there. Finally, Undertow by Tool. You may have heard of the band Tool, yeah?
Yes, I have.
The inside of the album included male and female nudity, a cow licking itself. Well, that's just nature.
Right.
And members of bands with pins in their heads. So Tool issued a censored version, but it included a form you could fill out to receive the missing artwork for free. If you want this picture of a cow licking itself.
Okay, we'll do this.
We'll take care of you.
You got to give us a way to have access to people so they can have access to our full...
Your bonus content.
Yeah.
Your bonus.
Wow.
All right, Jen.
This is good.
You showed up again, everybody. Thank you so much.
What foods are delicious in small amounts, but when you get it into the bigger amounts, they're gross.
And we had, what the big suggestion was when we brought this up on Friday was, I think, cheesecake and sweet things. Too much sugar and suddenly, one Snickers bar is delicious.
Well,
10,
things like wasabi
Right.
and mayonnaise
So
and things.
we asked what you thought, foods that are delicious in small amounts but gross in large amounts, and Corey showed up with Marmite.
Have never had that before, have you? And I
Looks
don't
like
even
it's
know what section to buy it in the grocery
It
store.
looks like it's in the UK section because it's, she says, I'm channeling my inner Britain ancestors enjoying a very thin layer on a piece of toast this morning. So that's how you have Marmite. I wonder if it's kind of like a...
Not great in thicker layers. Blah.
I wonder if Marmite to English people is like...
Vegemite?
To Australians. I'm going to have some Vegemite.
And the only reason I know Vegemite is because of Men at Work.
That's right. And I did try it when we were in Australia. The smallest bit because...
And?
It was all right. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was like nothing. However... I was told then that what Vegemite is like the sludge that develops at the bottom of a barrel of beer.
Okay.
Like once the beer is out of there or whatever, there's this stuff left over, and
they make Vegemite with it?
I guess that's it. All right, onward.
There was conversation about this on our Facebook page because there was a debate on, do you put butter on your toast first before the whatever that stuff is called, Marmite?
Marmite.
And Corey says, yes, you slather it with butter. And other people were like, no, you just do the toast. And other people were like, yeah, you slather it with a lot of butter and a lot of Marmite.
And still other people said, why the hell would you try Marmite?
Yeah, there's that too. Okay, Sandra said coleslaw, which that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I could eat a lot of coleslaw.
Oh, you can?
Coleslaw, yeah. Great as a small side with other sides, but trying to eat that as a meal, nah.
No.
According to Anne, the food that's great in small portions but not big portions is broccoli.
Yeah, I know it's good for us. I like to saute it in a stir fry. Well, okay.
Dorothy says anything with truffles. I agree. The first, like the truffle fries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the first couple
Yes,
bites.
I agree too.
Well,
yes.
it kind of. What does it taste like? Is it kind of like light garlic? I don't know how you describe
I don't
it.
know
Truffles.
either. Yeah.
Okay.
It
Let's
has
keep
a
going
very distinct flavor, though.
on foods that are good in small
Terrence
portions.
says chocolate mousse.
Not
If
in
it has some whipped cream with it, I could
Chocolate mousse, you could do some damage.
do some damage.
Heather said sauerkraut. I would say that's gross in small amounts too, but thank you, Heather. Lily, any condiment.
Or pork belly.
Or really
Any fatty cut of meat, yeah.
Dana, my wife loves pork belly. And that's one where I'm like, just the name is kind of gross.
Brooke said mayo. Amanda said peanut butter. Laura said, I only like the first few sips of...
Alfredo?
Sips of Alfredo? Bites or
bites
sips?
or sips of Alfredo, green curry, or beer. All three of those things.
Got it.
Marilyn
I
with
got
her
that wrong.
fried oysters. Thanks, Marilyn. Becky says the thing that's good in small portions but not large is frosting.
I disagree.
I found that double frosting on a bunt cake from Nothing Bunt Cakes was too much. Wrong.
Randy said sweet potatoes, even sweet potato fries. I tire of them quickly. Melissa said blue cheese. Patrick said Jimmy Dean sausages. Interesting.
Todd chimed in as well with cheesecake. Miriam is also, I love raw oysters in the half shell, but if they're big ones, New Orleans style, only up to about 5 or 6.
I think that 5 or 6 oysters is a lot.
I would say that's a lot right there. Bill, thank you, Bill. He said salami.
Jan said pecan pie. Someone else agreed that they can't even eat one full slice of pecan pie. Matt said, this was on the list from Friday too. 1 Cadbury egg is fine, but then I'm done until the next Easter.
I don't get the Cadbury eggs. And again, maybe it's just the mental image of this fake egg white
sweet.
and yolk looking thing.
It is kind of like bleh.
Flannery says mayonnaise he can take in small portions, but not large. Ina says fries, French fries. Really?
I think that that's true. I think that you start eating some French fries and then you start eating, like you can't stop yourself and then you feel like crap afterwards.
After a lot of fries.
Takes a lot of fries for you. Okay.
Okay.
Jody said marshmallows. Melissa said sushi. And finally, Nicole, mushrooms, capers, mayo,
Milk
chocolate, Peeps, jelly beans. Ooh, that's a good one. And oysters.
Because jelly beans is like raw sugar. That's what, you know what I would put on this list because, I mean, it's not on here specifically is, remember the candy that was like sugar babies or sugar daddies?
Oh, yeah.
Those,
sugar
yeah,
babies.
yeah.
There's sugar babies and then the sugar daddies.
That's right. And you 2 or 3 of those, I'm like, okay, that's enough. But somehow I keep eating them.
That's it.
Stupid.
Not saying that.
That's still posted if you want to let us know. Foods that are good in small doses, but big amounts, not so much.
This, I had to look, I fully looked this up after I read the story. AI is about to replace pets. No,
Well,
not completely.
because you have had over the years, little robot pets or whatever. This is apparently a whole new level. They're calling it.
That one, gosh darn it, that was so popular and you couldn't even get your hands on it that like talked to you,
Was that the Furby?
Oh, maybe that was the Furby. Maybe
Okay.
that was.
They're calling this Moflin from the people at Casio. I haven't heard
Do
of
the
them.
watches.
Yeah, a new furry AI pet named Moflin, and they're actually saying this is being marketed as a mental health companion, not a toy. Now they're going to go on sale in Japan next month for around $400.
We don't know when it's hitting the U.S., by the way.
Right now, why should you get this Moflin thing? It looks like a guinea pig, but without legs. So you can just see like a.
It looks to me more like a hedgehog, almost like a very
Right.
soft hedgehog.
But all it is eyes and fuzz, and
It's
then there's
kind
no
of
limbs
like,
at
I'm
all.
not going to lie. It's creepy. That's why I needed to look it up. I'm like, what does this thing
I
even
thought you
look
just
like?
said it was
wasn't
cute a
cute.
second ago.
No, I
That's
don't
just
think
creepy?
it's cute. No,
Okay.
I think it's weird.
Going way, way back to the original Star Trek, The Trouble with Tribbles.
Oh,
if you remember the Tribbles, kind of like that. But it's got built-in AI, so it develops its own simulated personality depending on how you interact with it. And over time, this little Moflin will learn to recognize you just like a real pet does. They don't run, jump, or move around very much. They just sort of squirm, but they do look pretty lifelike when they do it, it says. It's supposed to simulate a pet snuggling with you.
It's weird.
And at $400, it's less expensive. Chucky. Less expensive than some purebred animals.
Oh, for sure, it's less expensive than some purebred. But I was surprised to know that this thing debuted at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas in 2021. It's
been around
so
for
that
a few
just shows you how long it takes to get something to market. That's crazy.
Yeah. So if you're looking for, well, we're getting close to the holidays.
November 7th is when it goes on sale in Japan, so maybe
You got to take a flight to Japan, and then it's $400 more beyond that, and you can have your very own Moflin.
Or maybe you know people that can get you one.
But if your kid asks you for a dog, and you say, here's this,
I'm sure it'll be just the same.
No. Does Moflin poop in the house and barf?
I mean, there's the selling point right there. Maybe creepy is okay.
Here we go. Top trending Halloween costumes of 2024. Right around this time every year, of course, they put these lists out so you know what to go out and get.
I love the categories they did this year, like overall costume, duo costumes, and then I thought there was one other category of costumes. Okay.
I think it was searched.
Most searched.
Like makeup or whatever.
Okay.
All right. So, how about this for your top overall costumes? The shrunken head Bob from Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. You know the guy.
Yep.
The little shrunken head guy. Now, you also got a chance to find out who Ray Gun is.
I did not know. I had to look this up. He's like, you don't know who Ray Gun is? That's a break dancer from the Olympics.
Yeah, from the Olympics.
And I said, was she really great? And Curt's like, no.
No, the opposite.
That's the whole thing about it. So I went to look at it. I'm like, holy crap.
But what was the outfit?
I could do that.
Like a green jumper or something like that?
It's a jumpsuit.
All right.
Like the jacket and matching.
Yes. And then you
pants?
could do that was one of her moves, was the
hopping kangaroo.
Kangaroo hop.
I mean, it was
just hop up to the door and say trick or treat, mate.
I was just looking at images. You're like, you got to look at a video. You got to look at a video. Look at the video, Jen. And I did. I'm like, oh, geez.
On the top overall costumes, Catnap from the horror video game Poppy Playtime. We've got Dolores from Beetlejuice, a second entry. That was she's the kid, right? Winona Ryder's kid.
I think
Lydia's
so, yeah.
kid.
That's a good costume.
Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus. Do you know that?
Nope.
Okay.
Envy from Inside Out.
Envy.
Red from the Descendants, The Rise of Red.
Right. Then we've got Dr. Doom, Miss Sabrina Carpenter.
I mean, that's going to be a sexy costume.
And Lady Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's good.
Okay, duo costumes. Wolverine and Deadpool.
There you go. Velvet and Veneer from Trolls Band Together is on the top duo costume.
Janet and Rita, a.k.a. the Grannies on Bluey. I don't even know that.
Jack and Coke.
Get it?
Is that new this year? You'd have thought Jack and Coke would have been around forever.
I don't know. Someone just thought of it. Lightning McQueen and Sally from Cars.
Nice.
Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable from Kim Possible.
I didn't know there was a character named Ron Stoppable. That's awesome. Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde from Zootopia is on the list. Max and Roxanne from A Goofy Movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mordecai and Rigby from Regular Show.
And A Deer and Its Hunter. Wow. Okay.
I don't like that last one.
I don't either. BMB?
Is it after it's been hunted or while it's been
I don't know.
Either way. All right. How about some more of these highlights?
The
Frightgeist is who did this. This is their list. Frightgeist.
Okay. The most popular kid costume research is Red from Descendants, followed by Dr. Doom and Kid Pool. There's a Kid Pool?
The most popular dog costume is Dog Pool.
What?
Are they just taking
followed by Stegosaurus and a hot dog?
I don't know how hot.
Top 3 party theme searches: Beetlejuice, followed by Murder Mystery and Skeleton. Okay.
The top 3 spooky foods are mummy hot dogs, dirt cups, and candy apples.
Yeah.
If you want to look up, do you know what dirt cups are?
Yeah, that's like you put pudding in it and then you put crushed up Oreos and you put worms coming up out of it. Gummy worms.
Okay, not real worms this time?
Not real worms.
Okay. And the most searched Halloween decoration is the 12-foot skeleton, followed by the black Halloween tree and a ghost.
Have you seen the skeleton, the new one? The one that looks like it's coming out of the ground? The big, giant one? I think Costco had it.
I think this one is a stand-up, literally like 12 feet in front of your house. I've seen a few of those. But
this
Costco
one is big, too.
Crawling out of a grave or something?
Yeah, and someone put it on their house, on the roof of their house, like it crawling out of their house. It was awesome.
That is a great idea.
Right?
But that means I have to...
I mean, we stared at it for a while. The Ring camera's probably like, alert. But Lori and I were on a walk and we were looking at it. We're like, how did they do that? Because it looked like they had to get extra like shingles to
something?
really make it. Yeah. And,
some people go all out.
I loved it.
All right.
It was great.
Those are some suggestions. Of course, you're like, I'm not going to do any of those things. I got a way better costume. And good for you.
Talking about doing things. What's something you've tried and you'll never do again?
Oh, yes.
What's something that you've done, tried, whatever, and you'll never, ever do it again?
And keep it nice. Say, don't say...
What? You're telling people what not to say?
Running over a dog.
Oh, Curt.
That's the first thing I was like,
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
Of course, my head goes to... There's plenty of things that people do that are not good things that they won't do again. So, you know where we're coming from with this. Something that you tried, so that could be a food.
This is good-spirited.
Right. Yeah, we'd like it to be
like
good-spirited.
jumping out of an airplane.
Yes, that's a good one.
That's the spirit of this.
So
really.
something you tried or did, and this is for Monday, something you tried or did that you'll never do again. Please share.
We'll put it on Facebook, Curt and Jet in the morning. Thanks
Sorry
for
about the
listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. That we pop up automatically on your phone or your device to
Don't
say,
you want
hey, there's a new episode.
This face and voice to pop up on your phone every day? I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a great Monday. Here's to a great week. Make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and go kick some butt.
Yeah.